Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Horse Racing Manager Early Access and the latest update. And this is crazy because I just recorded basically 3 videos over the last day. They were about to go live, but they weren't on this latest update. For some reason, I didn't notice. And to be honest with you, I haven't closed out of Horse Racing Manager. So I didn't check Steam for an update. I just left the game running in the background while I was doing stuff today. And so I never saw the update push. Now, I'm 24 hours late to this update a little bit, but what you can see is, yeah, I highlighted some of these problems and made suggestions in my video to change some of these things. Not all these things, but some of these things, most of these things, in that initial video. But I went over them in depth and came up with better solutions in the videos that haven't been released and I've now deleted because I'm complaining about stuff that isn't actually a problem in the game anymore, because they've come up with a lot of the same kind of solutions in areas that seem to have been a problem for me. So maybe other people had a problem, they brought it to their attention, maybe they're viewing my videos and kind of, using my feedback along the way to do some updates. I think they're wise to take feedback from everywhere and then decide how they want to approach things. I haven't got a problem with it. I just find it amusing that everything I'm finding wrong with the game, whether they're getting it from me or not, like someone's given them feedback or they know the issues that I'm going to complain about, and they just go ahead and do it. So yeah, in the horse description for mares pregnant, say who the sire is. In standings, now have breeding sections where you can see best sires and dams ranked. Pregnant tab into stables. When horses get pregnant, they get auto added here and removed from home and other views. Like, just, oh, yes, please. Remove button in scouting page to manually remove horses from scouting list if they get stuck. So if a horse gets stuck, like we had, like I suggested some stuff for the breeding, not all this, but like some of this that they have added is kind of along the same lines as I was thinking. This is something I was complaining about in my video that didn't go up. Maybe it was in the original, but I don't think so. So it's just fun that that's there. Yeah, balance of training. I mean, I have been very vocal on just doing balanced wellness because it's all you need. So yeah, maybe that's my fault, but balancing the training there so you're going to be better in certain ways for different training styles. In the breeding show, inbreeding level for pairings, that's new, and that's something that probably will come in handy in the game. Made moving bit safer. If you're pressing W too quickly, it will sometimes crash. I haven't seen a crash, but I am pretty, pretty quick on the W key a lot of the time. So there is that. Visual breeding, I did complain about this too, has a drop down for your stable horses. So now it's a little easier to see. But also, I wouldn't mind a drop down for non-stable horses where we can kind of scroll through and just see like the ability and max ability of these horses, for example, and select them from the list rather than have to click through individually time and time again. Or have a sort function to have them sorted in a certain order so that we can choose what the main thing we're looking for is. Is it their age? Is it their speed? Is it their temperament? Is it their ability? Is it their max ability? Is it their prize winning? Is it the number of grades? The number of the highest grades they've won. Sort of like whatever way to sort them. So when I'm clicking through in turn, all the ones that I'm interested in will be at the front of the list and not just the way they're defaultly sorted. Because I think breeding with your horses isn't much of an issue. Breeding with game bred horses is just a little more fiddly. So I like this. I do think there's more to be done there, but this was also something I mentioned and has been done. Change scouting budget by typing is nice. New foal is born, say who the dam and sire is. I always go in and check that, so it's nice to see that. If a tab has horses, show the count after the tab name. That's a nice little quality of life there. If you pin horses as racers, only those will be auto-registered to races. That is good. Removed racing tab from stable, as the horses tab was already showing this. So, yeah. Like, I thought that the main tab could just be all your horses as normal, the default view we used to have. And then we could just check who are our racers, who are our breeders, who are our non-racers, who's our retired racers, who's our deceased racers. Let's have everybody have their own section, but that's fine. I think that's absolutely fine. And then fixed. In the training table, the food and care was alphabetical, not level order. That's something I've spoken on before. I'm really glad that's done. Betting limits, no skill, will raise prize money 10% of the prize pool, preventing unreasonably high bets on low-level races. I hate this because this is kind of my way of getting a lot of money really, really early, is being able to book your horse in a race that, not that they're dominant in, but that they should win. Now, you run it 100 times, you should win like 95 times plus. And then you just go and bet $1 million to win. And no matter, even if it's like really low odds, you should still be in a good place, right? But no, unless that's got a big prize pool of like 10 million, which I don't think I've seen too many races or any races have a prize pool that big, I can't bet $1 million on a race. So I understand why, for balance, etc., good. For me personally, and the way I want to play to kind of cut out some of the grind, I don't love. And yeah, I think, yeah, I think it's definitely something that we could work on. Maybe even just 25% of the prize pool would be a better adjustment. Other thing, make it a game rule where you can select what the betting limits, turn button limits off, or set it, so have a slider. Betting limits, off at one end, and then going up in 5% increments of 5%, 10% price pool, or just 10, 25, 50, 75, whatever you want to do across a slider, or a drop down, whatever way makes it easier, up to 100% of the prize pool for betting limits. So we can basically customize it and have it set to a default amount, maybe the 10% or the 25%, but have it customizable would be my suggestion. Bar chart color in staff is not really easy to read. Change the color. Okay. I mean, I'm playing on themes. Does that really affect me? I don't think so. I can't remember it ever being a problem with me on the default skin or on the skin I use, I think the Midnight skin. So that's absolutely fine. Breeding calculations run a bit less frequent, making the sims a bit faster. I love that because, yeah, there's definitely going to be games where I want to skip half a season in like 2 minutes. Like, that's just the way I'm going to play at times. Sometimes I'm going to be playing day to day and just taking my time. But when things are all set up and I'm just looking for races, I want to be able to skip a month or two, in a few seconds. And so this will really help out with that. Fixed horses becoming sticky in scouting page when their scout left or was fired. Scouts now properly clean up their assignments when leaving. This was a big thing. This and breeding were the two things I highlighted over the last few videos. Again, most of which are not going up. But they know about this issue from somewhere, whether it's me or somewhere else, then they just needed to clear it. That's awesome. So many of these have just been either the exact thing or very close to the things that have been my main bugbears over the last couple of days playing the game. The way breeding kind of is broken in some ways. We're adding more detail. We're fixing up a couple of the broken things, not everything. I still need to test, see if I still get the weird errors, error text appearing over some stuff, and over the list breeding being kind of slightly more finicky and not telling you when you've successfully bred or not, to the point where you may be breeding through your barn without realizing, because of the way they changed breeding to when you successfully bred to automatically jump to the next horse in your barn or in the list. And if you're breeding with game breds, or game breds are there in the list, you're probably going to be jumping through them all. And because there's no way of knowing, you could just be clicking on the breed button, not seeing any changes, and then wonder why you've bred with 800 horses and your money's all gone. So that is still something I want to check. Doesn't seem to be anything in here about that. But apart from that, I think everything's pretty good on the breeding side of things. That they've fixed a couple of the issues I had, and they've added in more information, which is always cool. A little bit about the scouting issues. That was the other big thing I came to the conclusion over the last couple of days, and that's now been fixed. Love that. Alignment and staff tables sometimes get messed up. Little UI fix. So absolutely fantastic. Oh, yes. And I deleted a bunch of saves, and this one is the only one showing, which should be the only one showing. That is fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to load this up. And yeah, we're a little bit advanced from where we left off. Just a touch, just a smidge. So, yeah, okay. If I look at breeding, my mouse is a little messed up for some reason. Okay, it normally moves quicker than this, but absolutely fine. So breeding, yeah, if I only do my own stable, there aren't any available. But like if I were to breed, so that'll take me to that list, and then I guess I can select here. But yeah, my problem here still remains the same with breeding. If I'm breeding with game bred, I've got no way to select which horse I want here, apart from going through one by one. And I kind of want the horses that have the highest max ability, right? That's kind of my default thing I'm going to want to breed with. That just makes sense. But that's all over the place. I got to click a bunch to get through the Pressure Valiant and see, oh, this actually looks okay. This looks okay. We're going to get a bay horse. We got some good stats. Not really, a lot of speed, but some good. No inbreeding. That's new. That's nice. I like that. 106%. And bang, it looks like it worked. Now I'm back to this beginning list, but I know I don't want the first 6 or 7 horses. I already skipped them. So now I got to go and try and find another horse that might be good. And hey, Barometer Crescendo doesn't look bad. Should we try and breed from them? Why not? Looks like either a bay or a bay splash. That's fine. Hey, it looked like that worked. But no, I'm back at Fitness Seraph. This I don't like. This I don't like. And yes, this is only for breeding with the game breds. If you don't want us to breed with the game breds, then take that out of the game. That's fine. But if you're going to want this too, I need a way to be able to sort. Just something up here, sort by, and then have a bunch of different options to sort by. By age, by prize money, by grades 1, by max ability, by I don't know what else. Max speed, acceleration, strength, stamina, intelligence, temperament, breed, coat pattern, whatever it is. Just have like a bunch of options. I can just select, this is what I want to do. Sort from this way down. Cool. I know I have all the horses I'm going to be interested in. I can click through and just find the ones I want really quickly. Whereas now, I've got no way of doing it on this screen. I've got to go into the table to even find these game breds. I've got to try my own stable and then take it off for them to appear. And now I can't even search here now because this is locked. But at least I can search a lot quicker and find, hey, Hugh Bambi. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on with this one, but there we go. There we go. It's reset a little bit. But Hugh Bambi looks okay. Dominant white, bay, black. So all kind of cool. Not too bad. But now I've got no idea if this has worked or not. Like, I got no idea whether it's worked or not. I don't think it has, but again, I don't know. So I've got to go in and out. So adding the visual stuff has messed up the table version. I can't sort here, and the way breeding now works is all geared towards visuals, so it doesn't quite work the same way as it should over here. And that kind of becomes a problem. I think it just worked there. But all that happened was Hugh Bambi disappeared from here, and if you're not paying attention, and there's a big list of horses and everything, and I'm looking here, I don't see. But also, we're still locked in here to Hugh Bambi. And it's not until we were to look at other things that we can change things. So, yeah, that's kind of my issue. I think that one just worked. I think that one worked because, again, I'm just looking here at the money, and this is changing slightly. I'm guessing it's all just sorted from career earnings down, right? That's all it is. Okay, so that's what you've locked into as the default view. Like, just allow me to change that to any of these, and I think we'll be fine. I think it would be fine. But not allow me to resort this list here, or select which of them I want to apply on the visual table, does kind of make it a little more interesting, to say the least. Because, yeah, I'm guessing that didn't work, so I'll just try some new name. This button doesn't unclick either, it just stays clicked. So I rename, and I wait for the person to disappear here on the list. Curious Fawn. And it can be annoying, so I kind of like this name. So if I click it and it doesn't work, and then the easiest way for me to kind of go again is to change the name. I'm gonna have to go and find another name I like before I'm able to do that. So, like Bolt Spirit, 100% Bay. I think that did that time. Grulo, okay, interesting. Not really sure what that is, but it sounds interesting. Did that work? I think so. Black Horse. Don't think that worked. That one did. So yeah, the fact that I can't just select by the horse, I got to scroll through the entire list because it's automatically sorted in one way. I mean, that's your choice. You want to do it that way, you can do it that way. But yeah, ultimately, it's a little clunky for game bred breeding. It does work for our own horse breeding, but for game breds having to go through and through and through and through, just yeah, not a fan, not a fan. So that would be my only remaining issue then. But I do like some of those new things. It did say here, ooh, okay. Is it this? Was this not easy to read? I don't remember this being quite as it was. Don't think any of those have changed. I don't think any of these have changed. Again, this just, again, might be a skin thing covering up any changes that have been made from mine. But yeah, we got 17 horses. We got 5 that are pregnant. We got 8 that are non-racing because Cedar Valley is not racing. I don't know if we need him not to race. I guess we can pin him to race now. Yeah, I like that. This seems nice and simple and easy to read. 100%. Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Nice. A couple of nice little upgrades and touches. Extra stables. No. We can just upgrade our stables all the way up to level 3. Like, why not do that? We've got a bunch of extra stables we can buy, and we've got a bunch of quality stables, and that's it. Don't really want to do those. Don't need to do those. Absolutely fine. We did put a bunch of money over that we didn't really need to, but just top ourselves off at 10 million, and that puts 25 million in the stable. I quite like that. I do quite like that. But yeah, it looks like we're in a good place. Scouting. Yeah, these horses are locked in because of no scout. We can just remove them. Absolutely fantastic. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, we're looking at Whoopi. That's fine. Are we not looking at Pistachio? No, I guess it goes up to 80 automatically. But again, I wish we could scout our own up to 100 and have that as like the priority. First, scout all our horses up to 100. Then, scout game bred horses via these metrics. And like figure out a way to kind of prioritize different things for scouting. Because if we are obfuscating more and more, which I think, excuse me, which I think is a good idea to do, then yes, I do think more control and nuance to scouting is then needed to make that part of the game more accessible. So if you're not scouting a lot, you're not going to find good horses, and you're not going to know what your horses are like. And so you're going to delay making decisions, and that's probably going to hurt you because you're not going to have money that you should from selling horses until way later than otherwise you should. You might miss out on buying horses because their price goes up or someone else buys them. You miss them at an auction. So I do think there's definitely a way of tweaking things to make it a little bit easier to scout who you want to scout without doing it manually, because that is quite time consuming, and I think people are just going to automate it and miss out on a lot and get frustrated by that fact. So yeah, tiny little bit about breeding to look into, and a tiny bit still in scouting to look into, but 99% of the issues I had have already been resolved. So I don't mind that at all. And this does look a little cleaner and a little easier to read and understand than it used to. So kudos for that too. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I've got 2 3-year-olds that have yet to win a grade 3. Got 3rd and 4th on Spectacular. And then Rainbow Virtuoso, I got 3rd and 2nd. I don't like the way, if I'm selecting certain things, I don't like the way it does reset, because they were just up here. And now they've gone back down to the bottom. Like, is there a way to do a secondary search? So I can search by grade first and then by age, like by holding shift or control? No. Okay, so I can't multi-level sort, which is a little bit of an annoyance. It's not the end of the world. It's definitely just quality of life and can wait for a while before we get to that level of things. But that would be really useful. And also remembering what I'd sorted and what the filters said on every screen, pretty much, just so I don't have to go back and look at things that way. I can just set things up. I can resize things. I can take fields out, add different fields in. Like, just more customizability on all the tables and the searches and stuff, with a permanence, remember, for the last view. And even if you just always have a button, this little trash icon or a little reload icon that resets everything back to the default that the game wants it. I don't know. Or to be able to save a view, so when I do change what I want to see as the headers for the table, I can save it and then, choose whether to go to the default or one of my saved options. I'm used to having that in other kind of games, Football Manager, for example, and out of the park baseball. When you're dealing with a lot of different data, I don't want to have to scroll to find it. I kind of want to have everything on one screen and sized to my own kind of wishes. So yeah, minor thing, again, quality of life more than anything else. But a lot of good changes. Again, just more and more good changes, and I do absolutely love that. We'll see how easy and quick it is to get things going. I'm guessing these OC horses, they're all from, okay, Opalescent Chorus Lodge. I don't like the way it mixes in there. I think there should be a space or something before the OC. I get that it's a prefix for the stable. I don't love that from the AI because it just does look a little messy, in my opinion. Is it realistic? Is it not? I don't know. Would it be useful for us to know which are our horses? Maybe, but you've got the stars around them. Like here, I can easily tell who mine are. So I don't think we need it. I understand it might be a want for people to do that, but like I don't fully understand it. Anyway, Xerox and Seda, they are the best horses here. I would expect them to do really well. I'm going to take the reins of Xerox Marble. And not the best start, but we're going to start working our way towards the front. And oh, it's a little dodgy along the way. A little dodgy. Can we get up? Can we get up? Wow, this is competitive as hell. We're going to drop down to third. Yeah, we had no chance with first. We're a good horse. We don't have top speed, but we're being beaten by horses that don't have jockeys as good as us, aren't as quick as us, don't have as much stamina as us, don't have as much ability as us. I kind of have an issue with the race balance here, and I know it's something that still needs to be worked on for sure, and there's the relationship effects with racing, with the jockey and the horse, and etc. But like, I really don't understand how a horse like that can comfortably win grade ones and just be a pretty good horse and beat us in a race like that. We broke quite well. Quentin's not a bad jockey. He's a 60. Veda, even better. Veda is a 64. Sky's at 80. Like, I'm paying her a lot of money. We got the best horse in the field, the best jockey in the field. And just nothing. And not only that, but yeah, Cedar Valley all the way at the back should still be competitive up the top end and really good. And looks as good, if not better, than the winner as well. And okay, we got Oslo. Yeah, Oslo's an 85. Like, he's an even better jockey. So I'm not sure if that is something that is still gonna be worked on to the level. Also, the continue button doesn't work with W. I'm pressing W. For some reason, we get to this screen and it doesn't do anything. So it's one of the few times I've got to go up to the top corner to do things. I wish W would work through those race meetings the same way it does everywhere else. Because even though next message, it would work. And we get Ws. So, yeah, a couple of things to tidy up still there, I think. But I really, really like the few things that have changed. Being able to remove the broken parts of the scouting, I think that's great. Being able to do some more stuff in the breeding and continually improve that, I'm a big fan of that. That's a big part of the game for me, is going to be the breeding. But there's still some things to clean up there. And then there's races in general, just the balance, I think, needs to be more of a reward for breeding a monster or buying a monster. I think if I got the best horse and the best jockey, I should be winning most of the races. And it doesn't feel like I am. Especially if that jockey has been riding that horse for months. They've ridden at least 3 or 4 times on that horse. They're going to know that horse fairly well. So, yeah. Has this fixed? Because right now there's nothing. I also think everybody's being called legendary and whatnot. I'm not sure what that's based on, but pretty much everybody is legendary. And then we get like a notable 3-year-old, but legendary 2-year-old. Legendary, then back down to notable. It can't be career earnings. It can't be potential. It can't be much. Is it just who we're breeding from? Maybe? I don't know. It doesn't feel that way. But yeah, Sonata doesn't have a sponsorship, basically. So I can get 9.9, 18 months, and 6%. Or I can get 17.9 for 10 months and a 5%. I mean, this is more money a month. Less months, so I can get a new deal quicker. And it's only 1% less bonus on race winnings, which I just feel is the way to go. Also, she's currently pregnant, so she's not racing. And I actually don't plan to race her. So this is all theoretical about which deals are the best for me. But like ultimately, yeah, I'll take this money. You can sponsor my breeding stock. I do find that interesting. Maybe if they're a good breeder and whatnot, then that would be a reason to sponsor them. But if they're not set for racing, either by default or by selecting them, then I don't know if they should be getting sponsorships. I would say that much too. Standings, breeding, top sires. Okay. So number of offspring. Oh my god, there's 97 offspring from Jupiter Ember. Hugh Scintillate, one of the names I was looking out for at times, 95. That's amazing. Osprey earnings, average offspring earnings. Okay. Okay, interesting. Most of them aren't here anymore. Wyvern Mythic is. And you can see their offspring have earned some money. Not a ton, but decent. That's okay. Average performance, average potential of a horse, 3 stars for Yule Monsoonal. And then a bunch of dead horses, but including Nestle Sonorous, whose name did come up a bunch for me, and a gay Hugh Scintillate. I will say, I'm not actually seeing my sires on this list, and I know they're actually breeding fairly well. And yeah, why is Xerox in here? And CVC isn't? Like, I don't quite get it, because like he's bred a lot. So I'm guessing it's not actually pulling all data. Maybe something else to look at there, but yeah, I feel a little hard done by that Xerox is a horse here. What's a Jade Pattern? Has the best earning index, but they've earned pretty much nothing. Two offspring, average earning index of 2.1. How is that working? Yeah, none of these seem correct. Like this and this should be pretty good average earnings, because that's what it is. The AI should line up actually fairly well with this, but at the same time, it's really low. false AI read. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I'd love to read more into this. I just don't see anything that I'd want to. And yet, none of my dams are here. And again, I'd feel that they would be good. So, a nice idea, but okay. Maybe isn't fully updated and integrated the way it should be. Yeah, not sure why my data isn't being pulled from, unless it's because I started this on 0.6 and we're now 0.61. Maybe that's the reason. Chance to get Sonatina up to a domestic grade 2. We're not the best horse in the field. We ain't the best horse in the field. Although they won 3,200, we won 2,400. So, yeah, they're a good horse, but not a ton of speed. We're balanced across the entire board. Yeah, okay. I don't want to say we should win, but I feel pretty good about it, and there's a bunch of other solid horses here. There's definitely plenty of other good horses for us not to win. But we're off to a great start, and we're absolutely flying out. And we're going to be 100 meters already. Got plenty of stamina. Getting past everybody there. 1:03, just about. Win by an absolute mile. Not a ton of prize money, but hey, over the last 2 races, we've pretty much earned all our prize money. Domestic grade 3, and now a domestic grade 1. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, oh, that's not a grade 1. Domestic grade 2 is what I meant to say. I think I said grade 1. But yeah, 2 today. Absolutely fine. Rainbow Virtuoso. Okay. None of us are graded. And this is a chance to get a domestic grade 3. Again, competitive horses around us. One that could be very good. I do fancy ourselves. Again, let's take the reins then. I think I need to turn off introductions because I always skip them. Not a great start there, not the perfect start, but a pretty damn good one. We're already 100 in the lead, and just stamina versus distance is well in our favor. We're keeping at 100. The horse isn't fighting too badly. And we can just go ahead and storm through 1:13 there. And that's going to get Rainbow Virtuoso their first grade, a little domestic grade 3 left. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. A big win for Rainbow Virtuoso. Well in the clear. And fairly well in the clear as well for Playful Sonatina. Up to a grade 3. Up to a grade 2. And that is now going to make this look a little better. Spectacular. We are waiting. We are ready. We are hoping to see what you can do. You don't have any upcoming races. Okay. What do we have around your distance in 3 days? We do have a good horse or two. And yeah, we can choose who we want to have on you. Let's have Oslo. And let's go on this. Like, let's just go on this. We're not going to be the favorite because we're not super good, for sure. definitely horses will be better than us, but we will have a really good jockey, and I will be in control in 3 days, and we're just going to see if we can get there. Don't think there's any amazing horses in this field, but we're going to try and get our last remaining 3-year-old a domestic grade. So we'll have, what, 6 domestic grade 3s, a domestic grade 2 for Sonatina, we just won, and then Chase Pottery in a grade 2, and CVC, Xerox, and Whirly all at grade 1 level. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just trying to improve grades as we go. Skip to my race. Lovely. Chase and Whirlwind. I don't know if I can win on Chase. That's a tough horse to beat. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, with me riding, it's going to kind of close that gap, maybe. This could be the chance to get Chase that grade 1, you know. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. That's a great start, and we're going to just eke out towards the front, but it doesn't look like we can get up on the leaders. It doesn't look like we can get up on the leaders right now. There's horses coming from behind. Whirlwind into 5th. We come 2nd. We come close. We can't quite get after Historian. And it's a little bit of a shame. But yeah, that was a good ride, and it was a very solid chance. It's a lot of money. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. But sure. We're pretty good, right? 75, 83 and whatnot. But yeah, see, this is a worse horse. Being ridden by an okay jockey, but not anything crazy. What was this, 1600? They like 2000, we like 3-2. That's probably the distance issue. Yeah, it's probably why everybody else is more on distance. That's probably the issue we had. And again, that's more like the auto booking issues. Like, I really wish it was heavily, heavily weighted to booking your distances for your horses. Maybe that's off the, I don't know, you or your assistant's leadership skill or something. You can tie it into a skill somewhere. You can make it have a floating range of values to where, you know, they'll do better or worse when they hit certain thresholds, or they'll add bonuses to a roll behind this, you know, a random number generated behind the scenes, a roll or something that'll get you, actually get you more or less the right races booked or not. But yeah, right now it just seems pretty far away from it. I don't love it. It's a shame. I think getting Chase a win would be fantastic. We can upgrade Jolly into a domestic grade 2. A very solid start, and already distancing and up to about 100 meters already. Absolutely just full sending. No. Stamina is holding quite nicely. Going for gold. And we get there quite some distance ahead of the competition. Again, maybe use W to use this continue button, because it seems to be the main button for everything. Like, let's just make it the main button for everything, I would say. But yeah. Wins a juvenile, comes 2nd. Wins a grade 3, comes 2nd in a grade 2. Now wins that domestic grade 2. Moving up in the right way. And that's going to bring up Whimsical Wind. That can also now move and become a domestic grade 2. Again, got some competition, but not a ton. Oh, it was a great start. It was a great start. It's a rocket ship. I almost went too early. I almost went too early. It looks like Tradewinds Galaxy is a very good horse because they were actually coming quite close in behind us there. Like, I distanced everybody out to about 80 meters very quickly. And then everybody else was like 400 meters back. And they were barely 100 back. That, that played out like a good horse. And because it's got a lot of speed. It's not a good horse, but it's got a lot of speed. But we absolutely dominated there. And Whimsical Wind does pick up the domestic grade 2. So it just wins. 6 races, 6 wins. 4 juveniles, won them all. Won a domestic grade 3 a month ago. Now today has won the domestic grade 2. And we're just looking for more. What a beautiful horse. He runs well. His stats look good. He's a little low on stamina. There is that to him. But, yeah, everything else really, really good. Really good. Skip to my race. And here we go. The one we want. We've got the others. This is the one we want. The 3-year-old that does not have a grade to their name. Can we get it done? Oh, it's a bit of a late one there, but we are going to go to the front. The field are fighting back. The stamina, I don't know why the stamina is at 0. I don't know why the stamina went to 0 like that. We seem to be... Did we start the race with 20 stamina or something? Was that something I missed? Let me know if you saw that in the comment section. I haven't seen that before. I don't know why I would have no stamina there. But yeah, maybe there is a reason for it. Sure. Just kind of seemed weird. We did seem to die at the end when it said we had no stamina. So maybe we were pretty much on distance. Beautiful. But yeah, that does give us our domestic grade 3 that we wanted, that we booked. And Ectoplasm or Cobalt. It's just another grade 3 for them both. So I'm just going to sim that and see. Cobalt over Ectoplasm. Not even close. My God. But absolutely fantastic. And that's the end of our day's racing. But yeah. 2nd place for Chase Pottery. 5th place for Whirlwind Sigmund. Both of them running quite well. Chase not quite getting up is a little annoying. We'll just have to wait for their grade 1. Jolly takes that grade 2 as an upgrade. Whimsical Wind takes that domestic grade 2 as an upgrade. Spectre Quasar comes out and wins to become graded. Finally, the last of our 3-year-olds to become graded. And then a 1-2 punch in another little domestic grade 3. And then that does bring us round. So all the 2-year-olds aren't graded and haven't yet earned money. But you can see pretty much everyone's in here. This, yeah. Chase Pottery has won more money, but it's a lower grade than Whirlwind Sigmund. And he should be, she should be a grade 1 very soon, in my opinion. So that will change. Yeah, the big dogs running well, kind of getting where I want them to. They're almost winning grade 1s and just dominating, and that's what we want, of course. And then our 3-year-olds are all started to win their grades. The 2-year-olds will be running and getting into the mix of things. But we are moving in the right way. We've got some good horses that are pregnant and should be foaling some good options for next season. training, I'm just going to keep as it is for now. Everything is elite. And you can see this has been redone and is good. I do like wellness, I can't lie. And I've got my whole trainer and stables, etc. Now, what I will say is, even though I've selected me as the preferred jockey, it tends to give all these rides as well to Sky. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. But I am a good jockey. And I haven't hired another jockey because I'm a good jockey. But it does seem to go to Sky, maybe Oslo, and then just doesn't, choose Bella at all either. But I never seem to be getting rides, to be honest with you. It's a little strange. It's a little strange. Because, yeah, I should be the jockey, but Sky was the jockey here. That's also interesting. So, not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. But hey, that looks pretty good there. I like that. So yeah, there's definitely a couple little bits here and there I think we can do, but overall, I like the changes. I like the little upgrades. It's not a big update. It gets some things in a good place. We get 620 grand. And another 620 grand here as a couple of horses are breeding with CVC, continuing that legacy. And yeah, if they do fix the standings for breeding and a little bit on the customizable for scouting and breeding, and then the race day logic, like what, 2 days, 3 days into early access? And that's all that needs to be upgraded. That just doesn't seem to be right now. There's a bunch of other stuff they're looking to introduce into the game. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Sonatina doesn't get domestic grade 1. Virtuoso gets a grade 2, immediately moves up into a domestic grade 2. That is fantastic. And Xerox doesn't quite win another grade 1. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. But I feel pretty good where it is. And like I say, the continued development of the game is kind of cool. And yeah, maybe I should just turn off relationship effects on performance until the race logic gets reworked. That will reward having the best horses and the best jockeys, regardless of their relationship. Even though we do have good relationships, maybe there's something that's not being applied in race as much. And then, yeah, pre-race introductions off. I don't think we need that. Those would be the two there. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We'll see what the next update brings. I'll play this in the background and get a more of a feel for things as we're going. And, yeah, depending on the update, I might start a new save or I might continue this one on just to kind of see how any changes are applied. But, yeah, go check them out on the Discord. Go wishlist the game on Steam. Until November 3rd, it is £21, 24 pence, or your regional equivalent. It is 15% off as an introductory order until November the 3rd. This isn't a paid advertisement or anything. I'm just telling you what's there. I recommend the game, and I think that early access is still giving you a very good game. So why not get it now while you get that introductory offer? I think the main price is £24.99 in the UK. Just £24.99 regular price. So if you want to hold off then it's still not going to be an expensive game. And considering where the game is now, I think it's worth 25 quid. Where it's moving in the future, I think it's definitely going to be worth 25 quid. And if it is in a sale for even just 10% off or something, it's going to be good in the future too. But I think this is a good price point for what you're getting and what is to come. So, yeah, I would advise you all to go check it out. But in the meantime, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you being part of my journey here on the channel. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button to help out the algorithm. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think. Or just say hi if you're new here. I do want to get to know as many of you as possible and have discussions in the comment section and on live streams and other things, because I want to build a community around games like this that deserve a community. But I want to get to know people. I want to have fun. I want you to have fun. And so, yeah, please do say hi if you are new. Check out the other playlists as well. We've got playlists on a number of games. I've got a game journey going on. I've got tutorials for starting all the 7, as well as gameplay for a couple of different series on that. I've got some Football Manager content. I haven't bought Football Manager 26 yet. It's in early access itself. I've took a step back because I don't really have the money right now, and that is an expensive game. And yeah, I'm not fully sure. So I'm waiting to see on that one and seeing if I can get money together to get that game or not. But I do have content on past Football Managers on the channel. Project Zomboid, Crusader Kings 3, especially the Game of Thrones mod for that, and a bunch of others as well. So, yeah, be a part of it. Check those out. And until next time, thank you very much for being here. I do hope you're enjoying. If not, let me know why, and I'll try and make things a little better going forward. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, all the very best. Give this game some love, and go easy on yourselves.